Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for meeting me on your mat for yet another Zen yoga class. We have a really fun class for you today. If you will be using your props, you'll want to have 2 blocks handy and your yoga strap. If you don't have a strap and you're wanting to use it for class, you can use something such as a belt or a scarf if you would like, or even a hand towel if you have that handy as well. Again, you don't need your props to participate in class, but if you are going to be using them, take a moment to gather them up and meet me on your mat. You'll be laying on your back in constructive rest pose. Begin laying on your back in constructive resting pose. Your feet are as wide as your mat, and your knees move in towards each other. They don't have to touch, just let them relax in towards one another. Place one hand over your belly and one hand over your heart. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, side out. Another one just like that. Inhale through your nose. And exhale, side out. Continue your inhales and exhales, breathing through your nose, bringing awareness to the quality of your breath. If you'd like to, this is the time to set an intention for practice today. All intentions are welcome. Take another deep inhale and exhale, gently open your eyes. Walk your feet in so that they are hip width apart. Lift your right leg up and cross your ankle so it's right underneath your left knee. Take your right hand and gently push your right knee, right thigh away from your body. Don't have to go very far, just push until the very gentle push. Not a forceful push. So just push until you feel a little bit of a stretch and you want to flex your right foot. We'll protect our knee. And we're just going to stay here for a couple of breaths. We'll stay here for 3 breaths. There's 3. 2. And 1. On your next inhale, lift your left knee up towards the sky. Bring your hands in through to hold either your left thigh right underneath your left calf, or you can clasp your fingers and hold on to your left shin. I would invite you to try both ways because each way has a little bit of a different stretch in your right thigh. So find where you want to go. Make sure your back, your spine is lengthened, flat on your mat, and we'll stay here for 3, 2, keep your foot flexed, and 1. Take another deep inhale. Exhale, lower everything down. Walk your feet out as wide as your mat and begin to move through a wiper blade movement. A little bit of a stretch here. We're just trying to wake up our hips, warm up our hips and our hamstrings and our thighs, just kind of waking up our whole body. And you can easily do that through small movements, taking deep breaths. You'd be surprised how much energy you can invite into your body just by taking deep breaths. Come back to center, walk your feet back in so they're hip width apart, and then cross your other foot, your left ankle underneath your right knee. Take your left hand and gently push your left knee away from your body. Flex your left foot, protecting that knee, and we'll stay here for 3. There's 2. And there's 1. Take another inhale, and as you inhale, bring your right knee up in towards your body. Cross your hands, interlace your fingers either underneath your right calf, or you can grasp onto your right shin. But again, find what stretch works for you. You might do a different method on this side because this side might feel a little different than the right side, but find where you need to be, keeping your left foot flexed, and we'll stay here for 3. There's 2. There's 1. Take another deep inhale. Exhale, lower everything down. Walk your feet out as wide as your mat and invite that windshield wiper motion into your hips, into your body. Good. Walk your feet back in, hips width apart, bring your knees in towards your chest, and let's just move through a couple rounds of our hip circles here. Give our lower back a little baby massage, just to gently wake our backs up as well. And we should be giving our lower back a lot more love than we do, I think. Remember which direction you're going in, because we're going to stop here and move in the opposite direction. They don't have to be big circles. They can be little circles, just little movement. Don't forget to breathe. Come back to the center. And now we're going to move through a different type of hip circles, but you pick which direction to start in, but we're going to open our hips out. So you're going to bring your knees in, open your hips out to the side, and bring them back in. So your hips open out. It's kind of like you're opening out into somewhat of a happy baby. But this will definitely help lubricate our hip joints. And very gently too, which is what we need. We shouldn't be jumping right into a practice in the very beginning. We don't want to shock our bodies or anything. Okay, so let's stop there in the middle and we're going to go in the reverse direction. So if you're following me, we're going to go out away from our bodies and open our hips out and bring them back in towards our bodies, making circles with our knees. This should feel really good. I love to do this first thing in the morning, especially when my lower back is stiff. I do a lot of walking for work, so anything I can do to show some love to my hips, to my legs, to my knees, to my feet, ankles, all of that. And my abs. You'd be surprised how important having good, sturdy, strong abs are for walking. Okay, come back into the center. Bring your hands to the outside of your feet and let's come into our happy babies pose. So you're going to gently pull your knees in towards your armpits. Keep your back flat, your neck long, and you can even invite a little bit of movement, which I love to do. Still opening up our hips, waking the hips up. Keep your feet flexed as well, because you'll feel a little bit of a stretch in your hamstrings, in your calves. Always, always, always trying to find ways to protect our knees. Our knees are so, so important, and we should be taking really, really good care of them. Gently rock back and forth. And let's come back to the center, bring our knees in towards our chest. Exhale, lower your feet back to the mat. On an inhale, bring your right knee in towards your chest, straighten out your left leg. We're gonna grab onto our strap. Just grab your strap and let it wrap around the ball of your foot. Keep your foot flexed and just let your foot guide up towards the sky, letting your hands slide down your strap. Don't aggressively pull on the strap. Your strap is just there to support you. It's not there to do the work for you or to force any kind of stretch. We're just here to support our bodies and let our bodies kind of figure out where it wants to go for that nice hamstring stretch. So keep your back flat on the mat. You can invite a little bit of a bend in your elbows if you'd like. You can even bring your elbows all the way down to the mat if you'd like. But find the placement on the strap for your hands. Keep your foot flexed, letting the strap rest right there on the ball of your foot. Invite a slight bend in your knee as well. Do not lock your knee, okay? And we're just going to stay here for about 3 breaths. Remember to breathe, especially when you start feeling that burning sensation of that stretch. That's a nice feeling. That's a good feeling. If you feel any pain, just start to move your hands closer to your body and then push your heel away a little bit, maybe slightly bend your knee a little more. Just find where you can begin to feel that stretch and stay there, stop there. We don't want any pain though, so let's stay here for 3, 2, there's 1. Now deep inhale and then exhale. We're going to lower everything back to the mat. Bring your left knee up to meet your right knee. Straighten your right leg. You can also keep your knees bent too if your lower back is feeling a little finicky. Please, please, please do that as well if that's easier for you. You might have to move your body a little bit different, but having your knee bent will add extra support as well. But if you're following along with me, go ahead and straighten your right leg out. Bring your left knee in towards your chest. Wrap that strap around the ball of your foot. And then just gently straighten your leg out. Don't lock your knee. And just let your hands slide down the strap until you get to a point where you feel that stretch in your calf and in your hamstrings. So find where you need to be. And we'll stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Take another deep inhale. And then exhale, lower your foot down, removing that strap. You can set your strap off to the side. We won't need it just yet. And then here you have the option. You can roll over and come up, or you can roll along your spine into what we like to call rock and roll. This feels really good sometimes. There's other times where you're like, I'm just gonna roll over. So come on back up here into your hands and knees. There we go. Into our tabletop. Your hands are right underneath your shoulders or slightly in front. Knees are hip width apart and stacked underneath your hips. And we're going to move through 3 rounds of cat-cow. So inhale, let your belly drop towards your mat, inviting a slight little baby arch in your lower back, opening through your chest and gently gaze forward. It should feel really good. On an exhale, you're going to round your spine. Let your head drop in between your arms and push the mat away. Inhale into your cow. Exhale, round. Inhale into your cow. And exhale, round. Good. Inhale, come back to neutral position. Grab your blocks. We're setting up for a supported lizard pose. So you'll want to step your right foot up on the outside of the block underneath your right hand. Walk your toes up, and then your toes are gonna follow where your knee goes. So if your toes are straight ahead, your knee will line up with that. But if you find as you come into the pose that your knee is dropping out to the right, you want to turn your toes out and your heel in so that it can help support your knee as well. And honestly, turning your toes out and your heel in will help give you a little more space for a deeper stretch. So you choose where you want to go. You can stay with your leg straightened as so, or you can tuck your left toes and come on into the lifted. But if you're doing the lifted, make sure you push back through your heel. Rest your hands. So your hands are going to be right on your blocks, fingertips wide. And then we're going to stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Take another deep inhale. Exhale, lower your knee down. If you had it lifted, come back into your tabletop. You can move your blocks ahead, or you can move back behind them. We're going to do 3 more rounds of cat-cow. Knees stacked under your hips, hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, come into your cow. Exhale, round your spine, push the mat away, drop your head. Inhale into your cow. Exhale, round your spine. 1 more just like that. Inhale into your cow. And exhale, round your spine. Inhale, come back up to neutral position, and we're going to set up our supported lizard on the other side. So you might have to move your blocks over to the right. Step your left foot up. However you had your right foot is how you want to set up your left foot. So if your knee is going out to the side, have your toes out and your heel in. And then you can stay with your foot flat like so, or you can tuck your toes and come back up into a lifted. Try to keep your knee in. I don't want to say squeezing, but it's kind of like a squeezing sensation. Have it in, moving in towards your left bicep to add for help support as well. So we'll stay here for 3, 2, and 1. So take another deep inhale. Exhale, lower your right knee if it was lifted. Come back. Move your blocks out of the way, and we are going to come into our first plank. You can stay on your hands and knees like so and just puff up your upper back. If you're coming up with me, we're going to step our right toes and our left toes back. And let's stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, and then exhale back into your downward dog. It's our first down dog, so you can bend your knees, stretching through your spine. Fingertips are wide, push through the heels of your hands. And just have the sense of pushing, having your hips up and back as if your chest, as if your belly is going towards your thighs. Inhale, look forward. Step, step. Hands to shin, flat back. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, we root to rise. Come on up, all the way up. Arms up overhead. Exhale, lower your arms into Samastitihi. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Bending your knees if you need to. Inhale, hands to shin, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And we're going to step back into our plank. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, back into your downward facing dog. We'll stay here. 2 more breaths. Inhale, look forward, step, step. Hands to shin, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, come all the way up. Arms up overhead. Exhale, Samatitihi. About to lose you guys on my mic here. Bring your hands to your hips. I will step forward so you can kind of see. Actually, it might be easier if you see from here. So step your feet hip width apart. Inhale, lift your chest up towards the sky. Exhale, hinge forward at your hips. Bending your knees because we're going to take our peace fingers, so our pointer and our middle finger, and we're going to grab onto our toes, grasp our toes, our big toes, and we're going to inhale, extend forward. You can keep your knees bent. In fact, I would invite you to do that since we're still so early in our practice. So we're going to inhale, and then exhale. You're going to forward fold, and you're going to move your knees or your elbows out to the side, and you're going to feel this stretch in your calves. So inhale, straighten your arms, look forward, and then exhale, forward fold as much as you can, just until you feel that stretch. And it might not be you might not go down very far, which is completely fine. But we're going to stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, straighten your arms, look forward. And then we're going to take the palms of our hands and we're going to put them underneath our foot. So our toes are going to come up so there's touching right at our wrist. Bend your knees so that you can put both hands underneath your foot. Something I like to do is to actually grab onto my foot so I can hold on a little bit better. But we're going to inhale, look forward. You can keep your knees bent. And then we're going to exhale, forward fold. And your elbows are going to kind of come out away from your body. And you're going to feel this stretch. If after a couple of breaths you want to start straightening your legs, if you're used to this pose, I'm going to keep my knees bent slightly. But you'll feel this stretch in your calves and your hamstrings, which is exactly what we want. So we'll stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, look forward. Bring your hands out from underneath your feet. Walk your feet in towards one another. Hands to shin, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into your plank. And then you can either come down to your knees and then come to your belly. Inhale into a baby cobra. Lower, exhale, tuck your toes, push up and back into your downward facing dog. The downward facing dog should feel pretty good in our calves and our hamstrings. Invite movement. You can walk your dog out. Look forward, and on an inhale, we are going to step our left foot forward, and we're going to turn out so that we're at the wide length of our mat. All right. Inhale, extend up towards the sky. Keep your hands at your waist. On an exhale, we're going to forward fold, hinging forward. And you choose, you can leave your hands right here in the middle if you like, or you can try and grab onto your ankles. And take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, you can gently guide yourself a little bit more forward into our forward fold. You go where your body will let you go today. But we'll stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, hands to the center. Bring your hands to your hips. Stay for the exhale. And inhale, come back up to the center. This one. Whoops. I'll walk my feet in a little bit. Clasp your hands. Actually, Let's inhale, extend our spine again, and then exhale, we're gonna hinge forward once more. But this time, instead of grabbing onto the knee, you can keep your hands on the mat if you'd like, but try clasping opposite elbows and just let gravity gently pull you towards the earth. And we'll stay here for 3, 2. Remember not to lock your knees. And 1. Bring your hands down to the mat in the center. Inhale, straighten your spine, look forward. Exhale, bring your hands to your hips. And on the inhale, come back up to the center, stepping up to the front of the mat. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shin, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands and step back into your plank. Lower to your belly, either through chaturanga or dropping your knees to the mat first. Inhale, cobra, or if your body is warmed up, you can move into your upward facing dog. Tuck your toes back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step your right foot forward up by your right hand. And drop your left knee, untuck your toes, come up into our crescent. So just rest your hands on right behind your right knee. And then here's where you can make sure that you're set up for your crescent. You want to make sure that you're not on your left knee, but the flesh right above it. So you might have to scooch your left foot back and find your balance. And then once you find your spot, we'll stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, push through your right heel so that you're coming up so that your knee is, or your right thigh is somewhat parallel to the ground. Because we'll stay here, it gives us some space to clasp our hands behind our backs. You can invite a little bit of a opening in your chest if you like. Just make sure you roll your shoulders back. Take a deep inhale, and then exhale, we'll go back into our crescent. And we'll stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, come back into our plank. So step. You can move through your chaturanga or knees down. Come down to your belly, however you can get there. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, tuck your toes and come back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up towards the sky. And on exhale, step your left foot forward up by your left hand. Drop your right knee towards the mat, untuck your toes. Setting up for crescent on this side. So again, you don't want to be directly on your right knee. You want to be on the flesh right in front of it. So you might have to scoot your right foot back a little. If you're on a hardwood floor, kind of like I am, and you need padding, feel free to pad up that right knee with a blanket, or you can roll up another mat if you have one. Let your hands rest on your left thigh right behind your left knee. Once you find your balance, we will stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Push through your left heel so your left thigh is somewhat parallel to the mat. Clasp your fingers behind you. See if you can clasp the opposite pinky and or thumb on top. Roll your shoulders back and by a little bit of a heart opening. Take a deep inhale, gently gaze forward or up, and then exhale, move back into your crescent pose. And we'll stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, push back up. Exhale, walk your hands up by your foot. Come on back. Step, step into your plank. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck your toes and move back into downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Step your hand or your feet in between your hands. Hands to shin, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise all the way up to the sky. And exhale, arms lower to your side. Take the clasping of your fingers behind your back. It's really important that as we move downwards, please bend your knees to protect your lower back. Open up your heart towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees and lower down, forward fold over your legs, letting your arms, your hands come up and over. On an inhale, we're going to come up. You're going to lower your hands, and we're going to come up into our chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shin, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into your plank. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Tuck your toes, exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. We're going to step our left foot forward. Ground down through your right foot. On the inhale, you're going to come up into your warrior one. So make sure you're grounding down through your back heel. You're going to feel it through the back edge of your back foot. Whoops, gotta get my balance here. Left knee stacked over your left ankle. Your knee is tracking between your second and third toe, and you can lift your arms up overhead. We're gonna inhale and we're gonna exhale. We're gonna open out into our warrior two. And then flip the front palm. Inhale, you're gonna reach forward and reverse back into your warrior. Reverse warrior. Inhale, come up. Exhale, windmill your hands down. Hands frame your foot. Step back into your plank. Lower through chaturanga or your knees down first. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. We're going to step our right foot forward. Ground down through our left heel. Inhale, come on up into your warrior one on this side. Take a deep inhale and exhale. We're going to open into our warrior two on this other side. Sorry, my back is to you. Flip your front palm up towards the sky. Inhale, reach forward and reach back into your reverse warrior. Take a deep inhale, and then as you exhale, bend a little more into the front leg. Inhale, come on back up. Exhale, windmill your hands, come back into your plank. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. We're going to step into our forward fold. Inhale, hands to shin, flat back. Exhale once more. On this one, you're going to bend your knees. Inhale, come on up into your chair. And then the next inhale, come all the way up into Samasthiti. All right, here we go. Clasp your hands behind your back once more. Fingers have the opposite pinky and thumb on the top. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale, open up through towards the sky. Exhale, bend your knees and come down as your arms go up and overhead. Inhale, lower your arms, bend, sit back into your heels, and come up into your chair pose. Exhale, straighten your legs, come forward into your forward fold. Inhale, hands to shin, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into your plank, lower to your belly. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck your toes, come back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. We're gonna step our left foot forward again and come into we're gonna come into a high lunge. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Exhale, clasp your hands behind your back once more. Inhale, lengthen your spine, open your heart up towards the sky. Make sure your back leg is active as you are pushing through your back heel. And see if you can just let the gravity gently pull I'm almost gonna fall over here. Gently pull your hands towards the mat. And as we fold forward, keep your hands clasped and keep folding, keep folding, keep folding. Hands clasped until you practically touch your thigh. Then bring your hands to either side of your foot. Lower your right knee. And we're gonna move into that lizard pose again. This might feel like you can go a little bit deeper. Your choice. You're gonna turn your toes out, your heel in. Keep your left knee in towards your left bicep. And you choose, you can stay here, you can tuck your toes if you like, and come up. You can stay with your arms straightened, you can come all the way down to your forearms. You can even use your block again. And try using your block to come down your forearm. But find your lizard pose. And we're gonna stay there. Stay here for a couple breaths, making sure that your knee does not go out, does not splay out to the left. Try to keep it in as close to your midline, as close to your left bicep as you can. All right, keep that back heel, back leg active, pushing through that back heel. And we're gonna stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Take another deep inhale. Exhale, lower your right knee. Come on back up. Move your block out of the way. Walk your left heel into the middle. Hands frame your foot. And then come up into your plank. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. We're going to step our right foot forward. Stay up on your left toes, pushing through your back heel. Inhale, come up into your high lunge. Bring your hands behind your back. Clasp the opposite finger. Roll your shoulders back. Open your heart up towards the sky. And just let the gravity gently guide your hands towards your mat. Take a deep inhale. And then as we exhale, we're going to fold forward. Arms up, fold forward, stay strong. Forward, forward, till your chest touches your thigh. Bring your hands to the mat. Come up on fingertips if you need to. Let your left knee come to the floor. And we're going to do lizard on this side. So walk your right heel out towards the right, hands on the inside. If you need your block, get your block ready. Toes out, heel in, making sure that your right knee stays close to the midline, to your right bicep. Find your lizard. You can stay with your foot lowered or tuck your left toes and come up into your lizard on the right side. And we're going to hold this for 3, 2, and 1. Take another deep inhale. Exhale, lower your left knee down. Come on up. Move your block out of the way. Walk your right foot into the center. Come back into your plank. Lower to your belly. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Tuck your toes And exhale back into your downward facing dog. Look forward. We're going to step to the front of our mat. Sit back into your heels. Lift your arms up overhead into our chair pose. Inhale and exhale, lower your arms to the side. You guys are feeling pretty warmed up. Here we go. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to shin, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into your plank. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, back into downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, step your left foot forward. Ground down through your right heel or your back heel. Inhale, come up into your warrior one. And we're going to move through a dynamic warrior. So we're inhale, lift our arms overhead. Exhale, you're simply going to straighten your front leg. Inhale, arms up. Bend your front knee. Exhale, arms down, straighten your leg. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. And 1 more inhale, up. And this one, we're going to keep our front knee bent. Exhale, lower your hands. Clasp your hands behind your back. Roll your shoulders. And on an exhale, we're just going to bend over, keeping our heel grounded, like we're still in warrior one. But we're just going to gently bend forward. And as you bend forward, keeping your knee stacked over your heel, you're just going to let your hands come up just a little bit. Take a deep inhale, and then exhale, stay where you're at. Bring your hands to either side of your foot. Come up on your right toes, step back into your plank. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, round up into your downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, step your right foot forward. Ground down through your back heel. Inhale, come up into your warrior one on this side. So check your alignment. Toes track between your second and third toe. Your knee tracks between your second and third toe, and it's stacked over your heel. Let's move through that dynamic warrior one. So inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, you're gonna lower your arms, straighten your front leg. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, arms lift. Keep your right leg bent. Exhale, bring your hands down. Clasp them behind your back. See if you can do it with the opposite pinky on top. Open your shoulder, or roll your shoulders back. Open your heart out and out towards the sky. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, just begin to bend over your right thigh. Keeping your knee over your ankle. Let your arms just come up in any way that it wants to come up. Stay here for the inhale. And then exhale, unclasp, hands frame your foot. Come up on your left toes, step back into your plank. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, come back into your downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, got something fun for you. Come to your knees and come back into a child's pose. Don't get too comfy. We're just gonna stay here for a couple of breaths just to help bring our heart rate down a little bit. One more deep inhale. Exhale. You can even sigh out of your mouth if you'd like. Let all that energy, all that fire we created, release a little bit. On your next inhale, look forward. And we're gonna come up to hands and knees. Step, step, back into our plank. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, back into our downward facing dog. All right, here we go. Inhale, look forward. Step your left foot forward, round down through your back heel. Inhale, come on up into warrior one. Exhale, lower your hands. Clasp your fingers behind your back. And we are going to exhale into our humble warrior. So you're gonna take a deep inhale and exhale, you're gonna lower. And as you lower, your hands are gonna come up overhead. Keep your left knee bent. And it's like you're coming on the inside of your left knee. Once you get to the depth, letting yourself drop as far as you can, let your hands come up overhead. We're going to stay here for 3. You can do it. 2. And 1. Inhale, come on back up. Straighten your front leg for a second. It's probably burning. Deep inhale, exhale. Bend your front knee. Inhale, arms up, out into our warrior 2 once more. Flip your front palm, reach forward, and inhale back into our warrior, our reverse warrior. And exhale, bend a little bit more in that front leg. Take a deep inhale, and then come up to your warrior 2, and exhale, windmill your hands, come down into your plank. Same for the inhale, and exhale, come to your belly. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck your toes, come back into your downward facing dog. All right, guys, what do you think? We got our other side to do. Inhale, look forward. We're gonna step our right foot forward. Ground down through your back heel. Inhale, come on up into your warrior 1. Exhale, lower your arms. Clasp your fingers behind your back. Roll your shoulders back. Open your heart up towards the sky. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale. Let's move into our humble warrior on this side. So you're going to bend down, and your shoulder is going to come on the inside of your right knee. And just let your arms come up at any height. Strong. Be strong through your legs. Hold your balance. Go as low as you can. And we're going to stay here for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come on back up. Straighten your leg. Let that blood flow back through there. It's probably burning. Unclasp your hands. Bend your front knee. Inhale, open up into your warrior 2. Flip your front palm. Stretch forward. And inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, bend a little bit more in the front knee. Inhale, come up. Exhale, windmill your arms down. Step back into your plank. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back in your downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale. And then exhale, down to your knees. And into your child's pose. And we'll stay here for about 3 breaths. So you can have your arms straight up if you want, or you can come down to your forearms. Just find a comfy child's pose. And we're going to stay here to catch our breath, bring our heart rate down a little bit, and we're going to start to cool our bodies down a little. On your next inhale, look forward. Come up to your hands and knees. And we're going to step back into our plank. Same for the inhale. Exhale, come back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, and bring your right knee up right behind your right wrist. And we're gonna come into our pigeon, everybody's favorite. So we take a look back, make sure your left leg is straight behind you and that you're not rolling out to any side. If you feel yourself rolling out to the right, take a block. You can put that right underneath your hip or a blanket, but you should be able to have that straight, I don't like to use the word sinking, but it's kind of like that feeling towards the ground. Find your pigeon. You can have your left or right foot flexed if you want or not. It doesn't really matter at this point right now. You can use your blocks if you want to come down, but come down to your forearms if you'd like, or you can rest your head on your hands. You can even rest your head on a block if you'd like. You've got your blocks there, so use them. They're there to help you, to support you in any way that you need it. But find a comfy pigeon, and we're gonna stay here for a few breaths. Focus on taking deep inhales and exhales just to begin to quiet our bodies down a little bit. On your next inhale, lift your head, look forward, come on up, walking your hands in towards your body. Tuck your left toes, come on back up, and we're gonna come back into our downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, bring your left knee up behind your left wrist, straighten your leg. We're gonna set up for pigeon on this side. Again, check your alignment. Look back, make sure your right leg is straight behind you. If you need a block or a blanket or anything to put underneath your left hip, do so at this moment. Take a deep inhale and then exhale when you're ready. Lower down either to your forearms. Again, use your blocks. You have your blocks there if you need it. If you're stacking your hands, stack it so you have your opposite hand on top. And come down into pigeon on this side. And we'll stay here for a few breaths. Inhale, lift your head, come on up, walking your hands in towards your body. And for this one, we're just gonna roll over to our side, bring our right leg forward, and we're gonna come down onto our backs. All right. Feet planted on your mat, hips width apart. And on an inhale, we're just gonna lift our hips up towards the sky. Exhale, lower. It's just a dynamic, very gentle dynamic bridge movement. Move slow because we're trying to still build the strength in our bodies, but we wanna again, begin to invite that peace, that calmness back into our bodies. On the next inhale, keep your hips lifted, grab your block, Put that right at the base of your back. Get yourself into your supported bridge. Gently roll your shoulders under, opening your palms up towards the sky, opening your heart. Close your eyes, and we're going to stay here for a few breaths. Now on this next inhale, so you can stay here in the supported bridge if you like, or you can bring your right knee in, your left knee in, and straighten your legs up towards the ceiling. If you have your block in the right spot on your lower back, it will completely support you here. You don't need to hold on the block. You can just keep your shoulders rolled under and your hands open up towards the sky. And you can just stay here for a couple of breaths. This will really, really, really help bring some calmness and some quiet into our body. I like to move my feet and my toes and my ankles. And I take this moment, I don't know, I just have my feet up above me and I'm like, wow. I don't look at you a whole lot, feet, but thank you so much for all that you do for me. All the support and the balance and helping me stand firmly and planted in the ground and helping me move throughout my day. You don't have to talk to your feet if you don't want to. But it's just, when you have so much more awareness in your life, you just begin to appreciate a lot more about the world around you and the world inside of you and your body, which is super important. We need to love ourselves so much more than what we are now. Take another deep inhale, and then exhale. If you're up, your legs are lifted with me. Begin to bend them and gently bring them back towards the ground. Inhale, lift your hips, move your block out to the side. Exhale, lower your back to the mat. Grab both your blocks. And we're going to open our knees. So your heels are the bottoms of your feet are going to come in towards one another. And we're going to have, this is our supported butterfly. So let your feet move away from your body. You don't need them very close. And then tuck your blocks right underneath your thighs. Check your back. You'll have that little bit of space under your back, which is great, but the rest of it should be flat on the mat. Gotta find my comfortable, my perfect, it's not perfect, nothing's perfect, right? My comfortable reclined butterfly. And as you get here, you'll feel your body and everything just begin to sink and drop into the mat. You can place your hand on your belly and back over your heart, bringing us back to the beginning of class. Let's take a deep inhale through our nose. And exhale, let it release through your mouth. Getting rid of what little bit of internal fire that we've created from our class. We can help get rid of that when we exhale out our mouths. So let's do that one more time. Inhale deeply through your nose. And exhale out your mouth. Continue inhaling and exhaling through your nose. You can bring your awareness back to the quality of your breath. See if it's any different than from the beginning of your class. See if you can notice that calm that peace that comes at the end of practice. And if you set an intention at the beginning of your class, the beginning of class, you can take this moment to revisit your intention. If you'd like, you could stay here for your Shavasana. Otherwise, on your inhale, bring your knees in towards your chest. Move your blocks out of the way. Give yourself a big squeeze, a big, big, big hug. Hug yourself, show yourself all that love, all that kindness, all that appreciation that you have for yourself. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. I love you, body. I love you, I love you, I love you. On an exhale, drop open into your Shavasana. So legs straight out, let your feet drop out to the side. Gently roll your shoulders under, opening your palms out towards the sky. Take a deep inhale. And you can exhale it out your mouth. Begin to inhale and exhale through your nose. Quiet your mind. Quiet your body. And take rest in your Shavasana. Begin to deepen your inhales and deepen your exhales. On your next inhale, invite movement into your body, wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. You can roll your wrists, roll your ankles. Bring your legs in next to one another, stretch your arms up overhead. You get deep inhale and stretch. Reach, 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 opposite sides of the room. And then exhale, bend your knees in towards your chest and roll over to your right side, letting your right ear rest on your right bicep. Your left hand rest on the floor in front of you. If you haven't already, take this moment to honor yourself and give yourself some appreciation and love for taking the time to come to your mat today, giving yourself some you time, some me time. On your inhale, push through your left hand, come all the way up to a seated position. See if you can keep your eyes closed. If you can't, it's okay. Come up to a comfortable seated position. Let your hands rest in your lap or along your thighs. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, side out once more. On your next inhale, bring your hands to heart center. Gently bow your head towards your hands, towards your heart. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you love and be loved. Namaste. Thank you again for joining me on the mat today for another Zen yoga class. I hope you are feeling strong and centered and ready to take on your busy day. Or if you're practicing at the end of the day that you were able to find a little bit of peace. You all deserve to take a moment for yourself and to take that time on your mat and to show yourself a little bit of love and appreciation. You deserve it, for sure. If you liked this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so that you can be in the loop of any and all of the new yoga videos that are uploaded to the Zen Chin Yoga channel. Thank you again, and I will see you all again very, very soon on your yoga mat.